Bonnie Paul Williams, JDF Medical doctor, killed by gunmen. And today is the day that carrying the news is very painful for me. I am in shock and angry at the same time. This story is one of the reasons why I never encourage anyone to live or to even visit Jamaica. The people them too wicked down there. Jamaicans are proving to be among the most evil people on earth. I'm a Jamaican, but I'm not afraid to say it. The Major Investigation Division is probing Thursday morning's murder of a Jamaica Defense Force officer at his home at Ridgeway Terrace in St. Andrew. He's 40-year-old Bonnie Paul Williams, a Reserve Brigade medical officer. Yes, he's a medical doctor and my adopted nephew. He grew up in Mahan and is one of the kindest and among the most skillful surgeons in Jamaica. Ever since I heard this news, it was very difficult to get my grieving brother to pick up the phone. How do I tell him to be strong or give comfort when this is his only son? What can I say to him? When I finally got him before any greetings, his first thing was, "How did you hear?" I reminded him I was a news reporter. Just talk about shock. The police report said that about 3:15 a.m., residents heard explosions and called the police. The body of Major Williams with bullet wounds to the head was found in the parking lot. The police theorized that the Major, who has just returned home, may have surprised thieves who were in the process of stealing a car from the location. He was shot upon exiting his vehicle. And this is a youth whose sole purpose in Jamaica was to help save the lives of poor people. He did not have to live in Jamaica, but he chose to live there. When I saw his mother Carol on the front page of the Observer crying, I would not want to put in words what I would like to do to the criminal who took his life. But I have to blame the government, the failed Jamaica government, the idiot of a prime minister, and an infidel like Brian Sykes, who call themselves judge and prime minister, who release criminals to walk about and kill innocent people. These are the Scrooge of this Jamaican society, and I hope the gunmen will one day learn that they are killing the wrong people. Meanwhile, the Independent Commission of Investigations, INDECOM, is reporting a decrease in the number of people killed in confrontation with members of the security forces over the last decade. The investigative body said that there has been a 7% decrease from January to March this year compared with the corresponding period in 2022. Assistant Commissioner Hamish Campbell said 28 people were killed compared to 30 last year and 25 others were shot and wounded compared to 22. So in fact, it's 2 people less killed this first quarter, a 7% reduction over last year, he disclosed. He said the 28 to 30 range in terms of the number of people killed has remained for the last 4 to 5 years. Meanwhile, 3 people are dead following 2 separate attacks in Westmoreland. 2 men were killed at Cornwall Hartford in Whitton about 8:30 on Wednesday night. They are 22-year-old Emron Hansen and 38-year-old Byron Tullo. And it's reported that the men were at the house when they were attacked and shot by unknown assailants. They were transported to hospital where they were pronounced dead. In the second attack, 31-year-old Carlington Glaze, a resident of Love Lane in Negril, was fatally shot about 12:10 on Thursday morning. Nearly 10 spent shells were found at that scene. A woman was fatally shot in Greenwich Town in St. Andrew on Wednesday night. She's 47-year-old Manjula Stewartson of a Seaview Avenue address. And it's reported that about 8:30, Miss Stewartson was sitting with relatives in her yard when a gunman attacked her. She was shot several times in the head, and she was the only one who was harmed in this attack. Therefore, these gunmen only came to kill that one person, and that is who they killed. Onto sports, Jamaica's Sherika Jackson secured a 3rd place in the women's 100 meters at the Wonder Diamond League meet in Oslo, Norway yesterday. Jackson, participating in her first 100 meters race since achieving an impressive time of 10.7 at the Racers Grand Prix on June 3rd, crossed the finish line in 10.98 seconds. Marie-Jose Talou from the Ivory Coast claimed victory with a time of 10.75 seconds, surpassing American athlete Sha'Carri Richardson as the fastest woman in the world this year by a margin of 100th of a second. Additionally, Talou's time established a new meet record. Anthony Strand from the Bahamas achieved a new personal best of 10.92 seconds, securing 2nd place. Earlier, Rochelle Clayton clocked a season's best time of 53.84 seconds, earning 2nd place in the women's 400 meters hurdle, while her Jamaican compatriot Genevieve Russell finished 4th in 54.91, also a season's best. Meanwhile, Jamaica Reggae Boys suffered a 2-1 defeat against Qatar in the opening match of a 2-game international friendly series in Austria yesterday. Qatar scored 2 goals inside 8 minutes for a comfortable 2-0 lead in the first half, with goals from Homan Ahmed in the 31st minute and Mohamed Montari in the 39th. However, Jamaica managed to pull back a goal in the 61st minute through Shamar Nicholson from a penalty. The Reggae Boys' next game will be against Jordan on Monday. In the first round of the CONCACAF Gold Cup, the Reggae Boys are placed in Group A, where they will compete against the USA, Nicaragua, and either Curacao, French Guiana, St. Kitts and Nevis, or St. Martin. Qatar, on the other hand, have been assigned to Group B and will face Mexico, Haiti, and Honduras. That's like a group of death. The tournament is scheduled to commence on June 24th with the final match taking place on July 16 in Inglewood, California. Meanwhile, the Jamaica Reggae Girls have blasted Jamaica Football Federation over a range of issues which they say have affected their preparation for the upcoming FIFA World Cup and the integrity of women's football in Jamaica. In a critical open letter which has been shared to social media by star striker Khadija Bonishaw and other team members, the girls expressed utmost disappointment with the handling of their affairs by the JFF. Among the area of concern outlined by the girls are subpar planning, transportation, accommodation, training conditions, compensation, communications, nutrition, and accessibility to proper resources. It caps everything. That means the JFF isn't looking after them at all. They said despite having raised the concerns on multiple occasions with the Federation, the issues remain unsolved. They said the organization is disorganized and up to now, not even a practice match to get the players together for some cohesiveness before the games begin. We're talking about the World Cup. Sounds like the JFF is setting up the Reggae Girls to fail out of malice, because the girls always criticize the JFF. So this, I think, is being done out of spite. Seems as if these people who run the JFF are thin-skinned. Anyway, this is by far one of the hardest news day that I have ever had. And if you ever miss the news on this radio station, please go to YouTube, type in Jamaican Undiluted News, listen, like, share, and subscribe to keep it going. That's news and sports on your favorite radio station. My name is Mikey Bones. I gone.